Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Mixed Texan Politics. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. All right, I want to talk about the Texas economy. I know this is not a very sexy topic, but it's a topic that I think is very important to talk about, and I'm obsessed with economics. And this is something we all need to pay attention to because it affects our daily lives. So let's check this out here. This is from Texas Tribune. It says Texas is well positioned to weather a potential national recession, Dallas Fed economist says. And I've felt this way for a while, but I'm hoping this is true. I always felt like Texas could weather a storm. It just depends how bad that storm is. We have a lot of things going for us, which we'll get into. Let's start with this article here. After 2 years of fast economic growth, Texas is poised to see a soft landing in 2023, according to a senior economist at the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas. Texas has seen mounting signs of an economic slowdown in the past few months, such as slower inflation and job growth. Even as the state led the country in job growth last year, labor economist Pia Orenius said, coming into 2023, there's worry of an impending recession as the Federal Reserve tries to tame national inflation. Still, Texas is likely to see a 1.4% increase in job growth this year. Positive. Though this figure could also go as high as 2.2% or as low as 0.7%. We ran a number of different models and did some real stress tests on those models, but we really couldn't get the forecast to incorporate a contraction in our region, at least not at this time. While this year's job growth is expected to be lower than the last 2 years, a 3.5% increase in 2022 and 6% in 2021. Arrhenius said the forecast still is more optimistic than much of the country due to the state's flexible labor force. This includes the fact that much of Texas' workforce growth is through people accepting jobs here and moving from other states or countries. If there's a slowdown, there will be less migration to the state, and that's a shock absorber for us. That's going to put less pressure on unemployment. In addition, a robust energy sector is also a large positive for the state's economic prospects, despite that industry providing less of a boost than the past. The fundamentals of the state's growth in the region are really healthy. Texas, we believe, is better poised for a soft landing than the nation. Now, we had some great numbers last month for January for job growth. Across the country added 517,000 new jobs, more than 2.5 times the increase of the economists have forecast. The country's unemployment also dropped to 3.4%. Now, we're going to get into the numbers of where these jobs were created in Texas last year. Let's check this out from Dallas Morning News. By the way, Dallas Morning News does a great job because they're, in my opinion, unbiased. They give a lot of good information if you want to see what's going on here in Texas, or you can just come to Mixed Texan Politics and find out. Economy on fire. Texas adds nation's job topping 650,000 jobs in 2022. Texas added 650,000 jobs in 2022, more than any state and more than double its historical average, as the economy continued to expand and leave the pandemic hangover behind. Texas grew jobs 5%, a growth rate that led all states and surpassed 3% job growth for the nation. The Texas economy was on fire in 2022, said William Adams, chief economist of Comerica Bank, and the job growth numbers really capture the amazing dynamic happening in our state. Now, Dallas-Fort Worth was huge last year. Dallas-Fort Worth grew even faster than the state, 5.9% for the year, the fastest growth rate among large metros. We can see this graph over the years. You can see where the pandemic happened. We lost a lot of jobs, and we have since then rebounded very greatly, very great. North Texas posted a net increase of 235,000 jobs last year, seasonally adjusted. That's more than double the average gain in the years before the pandemic. It nearly matched the region's total in 2021 when the economy was rebounding from a loss of over 100,000 positions. For perspective, consider that Dallas-Fort Worth added more jobs last year than 46 states. That accounted for 36% of the state's job gains. There's a virtuous cycle of economic growth happening in our metro area. Now, if you could take a look at Texas versus other states, Texas added more jobs than California, Florida, New York, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. We have a lower population in California. We still added more jobs. Now, yes, we have 30 million people inside of our state, but this is a very attractive place to live, which is why we have more jobs, better job growth here than California. As you can see, they have 40 million people, and they created 621,000 jobs. Texas is just very attractive. It's a very attractive place to live, a very attractive place to work. I meet people often that say they've come here for jobs, for the job opportunity. They used to live in New Orleans. They used to live in wherever, New York, all over the country. They come here for a job, the job opportunity. And the land is more spacious, things like that. But don't worry, Texas remained red last election cycle in a big way. So don't panic. But still do your part and get out there and vote. All right. Let's see where this job growth came from. All right, here we go. Leisure hospitality was a leading sector. Education was next. Then we have trade, transportation, professional business services, financial activities, manufacturing, mining, lodging, information, and the list goes down. The thing is, the oil industry is very important here, which saw a 12.7% increase over the last year, which is good. Still a little bit lower than what it was in previous years, but it's coming back. And the thing is that people want to work from home. A lot of people want to work from home. And the pandemic fueled that desire to work from home. But at the same time, while I live in Dallas-Fort Worth, I can go drive out of my neighborhood and you see new businesses being built. I can drive down the freeway. You see apartments going up. These are things that I like to see because it's showing that there is job growth. There are construction workers working. There are people getting hired for those businesses. We just built a place, a bar with some games. I'm not going to say what it's called. Maybe a few miles away from where I live. And yes, while these are not super high paying jobs, they're not they're not manufacturing jobs or things like that, but it's opportunity for people to work. And you see, I know there are a lot of people that had to pick up second jobs to make ends meet because of inflation, which is still high. It's come down a little bit, but it's still high. And job growth is good no matter what way, in my opinion, no matter what way you look at it. People working and contributing to society is a good thing. So yeah, people, you want those manufacturing jobs. That's where you want the growth to be. But the fact that people are working and finding a way to make more money to offset inflation is a positive thing. You build a new bar and a bar or whatever it is with games. That's bartenders, waiters, wait staff, cleaning crews, cooks, management. And these are all opportunities for people. And I drive by it, and it's packed on the weekends. So people are spending money. Yes, our tax receipts have gone down a little bit in Texas. Our tax revenue has gone down a little bit, but it's still positive year over year. It's still very positive. We've had a little bit of slowing growth, and I get that because people are spending less money. They're spending a little bit less money because of inflation, but at the same time, we're still seeing the consumer is very strong right now. You still have people going out shopping. They go buy, of course, they have to buy groceries, but you're seeing people are still going out for entertainment purposes, which is a very good thing. Look, I don't want a recession, no matter who's in office. I don't care if it's Joe Biden, and I can't stand the guy, but I don't want any. I don't want us to go into a recession. I don't want us to have a depression to make a political point to get somebody out of office. Um, was the economy better under Trump? Absolutely, and I think he would continue to do a better job if he was still in office. But we're going to get into that another day. Overall, I think the Texas economy is strong and it is positioned uh, to have a softer landing, meaning we're not going to crash. We're going to see some layoffs likely, and some people have to look for other different job. But the Texas economy is not going to crash, in my opinion, just based off of what I see. As long as people are coming here, as long as this place is attractive for people to come to, I don't think that we're going to have that hard landing that people are worried about. I think Texas is in a better position than a lot of other places because of all the resources we have, the attractiveness of living here, the job opportunities, the housing market. People come here from New York or California at higher cost of living, and they come here for a much lower rent, better job opportunities, like I've said. So I just wanted to give a perspective on what is going on here in Texas with the job market. Last year was extremely strong. We're not going to see that big job growth like we did last year. Just like the article says, it's likely we're going to see about an increase of 193,000 jobs versus 650,000, which is still good. We're at a positive, but at some point, that rapid job growth of 600,000 jobs created in a year is going to come to an end, just because naturally there's going to be a slowdown. Yes, but overall, Texas is in a is well positioned to weather a storm. And if you have to get out there and get a second job, you have to do what you have to do. Look, I've done it before, and many others have done it as well. Americans are really resilient. Texans are resilient people. We know how to make things happen. We know how to get out there and work and hustle and make ends meet. So the American people are very smart. They know what they have to do to get ahead. That means a second job or picking up more hours. We're very innovative. We know how to start businesses. So we will weather the storm, and I think we are in the best state possible with our pro-growth policies. We have a great governor who's opened up the energy sector here, doing a lot of drilling. We have a lot of oil and gas jobs here, energy jobs, and businesses always find this place attractive because of our low tax rate. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.